What's up, everybody? How are you? Oh man, happy New Year, happy Kwanzaa, happy everything. Like time has flown. Happy belated birthday to me. Shout out to all the sponsors: Daily Art and Survival Magazine, Row House, Melba's, Chocolat. Um, I said Daily Art and Survival Magazine, Reggie Wells Quality Speakers, and so many others that support us and show love. We appreciate you all. Since the last time we've conversed with each other, we have a new president, and we are definitely going to talk about that today. My panel will be joining me today. Right now, I have my man Richard Williams in the building. Let me ask him how he's doing. How you been, man? Happy New Year, everything. I mean, I've seen you and we've hung out, but I just wanted to say how's it going and all that good stuff, brother.
Hey, listen, man, we living in some strange times right now, bro.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just putting up with
it. Oh, absolutely. That's what we are going to do. We are definitely going to just try to find out the pieces to this puzzle. It is so crazy to find out. Sometimes there's a part of like, where do we even start with what's going on? From the vice president, people felt like, she was a lame duck. That's neither here nor there now. She's gone. He came in and made a bunch of promises, and he's trying to hold fast on his promises. So I'll start with you and I right now. What do you think about what he's done so far? Okay, because we can talk about the border. We could talk about his confirmation hearings, the people that he's tried to put in office, which, I'm like bugging with that. And I've had multiple discussions with people in lieu of that. So there are so many things going on in regards to that. So what's your thoughts, man?
Hey, listen, man, I like eggs. I like orange juice. and this motherfucking head, boy.
Yeah.
The price of everything is going up right now as we speak. Right?
Yeah.
So, he made a lot of promises about prices going down, and this is what he said. As soon as he touched ground, everything is going to go back to Trumpism. Low prices, no wars, gas cheap, food cheap, cleaning up government, getting rid of this, getting rid of that. He gonna free the hostages that was in jail because they tried to overrun the government. He called them hostages. But he freed them. The ones that was out there screaming, lynch Pence, his vice president. They was out there screaming, lynch his vice president. Right?
Yeah.
Right? And they wound up killing some people. But, some people say it wasn't them, it was Antifa, that did that. But, they telling us don't believe your lying eyes, don't look right at what happened and think that's what happened. It's something else happened.
Yeah.
Other than what you saw,
Yeah.
And don't believe what he's doing, believe what he's saying.
Yeah.
Right? So
the narrative with
me, I'm hoping that it's like gonna be pie in the sky. But he just finished giving a speech about how he gonna run all the Palestinians out of Palestine and turn into a resort. That we gonna own it. Now he didn't say the United States gonna own it. In his words, he said, we gonna own it.
Yeah.
And when he say we, is he talking about himself and Elon Musk?
Yeah.
And the people that's, rich developers? Because that's what his plan is to develop the Gaza Strip, get rid of all the Palestinians, and he's telling us that these other countries are going to welcome them in, even though they're saying they're not. I'm just confused,
Yeah, absolutely. And
so,
welcome.
I mean,
go ahead.
Tell me.
Yeah, I just wanted to welcome Brother Earl in, my main man, my Harlem night. Well, we're all Harlem cats. You know, I'm sure the other panelists will be coming in soon. Everybody, this is Real Talk Chronicles. If you want to join the panel, just send me a link or send somebody a link.
Is that my man Earl?
Yeah. Earl's here in the building. So we're gonna chop it up. So Earl, you know, you have never made any bones about you being a Trump supporter.
Hey Bill, I'm getting some crazy sounds coming out of you. I don't know if it's my end, but
Earl, can you hear me good?
You freezing.
Yes.
Yeah, Earl can hear me good, Rich. So let's hopefully it's not yours. I mean, hopefully it's yours and not me, because I'm the feeder. So Earl, you know, fellows, of course, always welcome back to the show because you're part of this Real Talk family. And you know, you've never shied away from your support of Mr. Trump. And he's been in office now about 2 weeks. What do you feel? How do you feel he's doing? What's your thoughts? You know, and your feelings on his moves?
Look, agitation gets the dirt out. If you read his book, The Art of the Deal, he says certain shit to start the conversation. Mm-hmm. Okay. And then backdoor gets what he wants. Example. Mm-hmm. He told Panama, yo, we don't like this. We don't like you charging us too much. We should have never gave it to you. He sent Rubio down there, you know, speak Spanish. What happens? He speak a little Spanish, he speak a little Espanol to homeboy. What do? They get out of the deal that they was with China because China is messing around down there. They said they're gonna renegotiate some shit. Okay, he did exactly what he's supposed to do. Monroe Doctrine type ish. Okay, he said we don't want no other people playing in our backyard. Okay, and he's getting it done. I just think, man, some of this is much ado about nothing. Musk is finding some of that crazy money that's been spent, waste. These dudes and the Democrats doing transgender plays overseas, all sorts of dumbness. Okay, he's like, we cutting off the water. We cutting off the water. Okay. That's what we doing. All right. Some of the stuff is going to take longer, but guess what? If you backtrack on some of these last minute executive orders or some of the stuff Biden did, you get to see why some of it's going to take a little longer. Okay, what's one of the things that Biden did? He permanently banned offshore drilling in like 625 million acres or something like that. But here's the rub. The way the way shit is set up, the president can designate that shit off limits, but the next president can't undesignate it. They got to get congressional, the Congress has to do it. So Biden doing that puts a little pause in Trump's move. Okay, what did he say? Drill, baby, drill. Okay, what does one executive orders do? Limiting where they can drill. We talking about the eggs and all like that. We just seem to forget that in 2024, Biden had to kill 100 million chickens. Okay, 100 million. They said it was some bird flu or this, that, and the third. Some shit went sideways. Do you think if you got to kill 100 million chickens, maybe it might be a little, the supply eggs might be a little low? I mean, like maybe. I just think some of this stuff, man, and we're going to get past that. The point is, we're sitting here trying to throw him under the bus, and he's been in the office 2 weeks. We used to say new presidents is the first 100 days. Okay, let's have a report card after the first 100 days, not the first 2 weeks. But he's still getting ish done. He's still moving shit around.
So let me ask you a question, Earl. He's deporting people. Yes, he is, right? But the people that he's deporting, it's almost like 2% of the people he's deporting are violent criminals. How do you feel about that?
It's a two-pronged answer. First off, those Democratic states, those sanctuary states.
So you're going to
hear me out.
All right.
He has ask those states, can we get some of these guys in while y'all have them detained, while they locked up? Can we come get them while they at Rikers and take them from there? Those sanctuary cities said no. So what does that mean? That means we have to get them in the town. Guess what? You're a former police officer. Sometimes you raid a spot looking for cocaine and find some heroin. Okay?
Yeah.
And guess what? Everybody going downtown. Everybody going to the bookings. You went there for cocaine.
Right.
But they got some smack in there too. So unfortunately, what's happening is that, hey, we're going after the high value, these criminals. But because we can't get them out Rikers like we want to, we got to go in the town and in their crib. And sometime when we get to their crib, we wind up running into some folks. They not criminal. They not, like extra criminals, but they're still.
They're not criminals, period. So don't give them the extra. They're not criminals, period.
But they are in the country illegally.
So let me ask you a question. Okay, so you're saying they're in the country illegally because they're waiting on their visa and they haven't got it yet?
These ain't people that's waiting on their visas, Bill.
Why?
Don't be fooled.
Why would you say that?
The people waiting on their visas are not getting sent away in droves. The people,
that's not
they
true,
might have maybe they was in line to do it, but didn't go to court and basically blew it off. Something along those lines, maybe. But we're not gonna pigeon this as that he's just grabbing a whole bunch of real citizens. That shit it's not true.
Earl, it is true. You got to look at the statistics. When they asked him who the people that how many of them are violent criminals? And then they asked his press secretary, and she said, if they don't have a visa, then we consider them a criminal. They didn't say, oh, we got a 90% criminal deportation rate. They're not saying that. And then if that's the case, then what about the Europeans that they haven't deported? So stay with me now. So what they're doing, and you're fine with this, they're saying that only criminals are of Hispanic descent, Mexicans. They're not talking about Europeans and stuff like that. I haven't seen any statistics that have shown me crime has gone down due to this deportation.
Again.
No, I'm just saying. Have you seen anything like that?
I'm expecting you to know, because this is part of your game. That's why some of this I'm deferring. This is part of your game. He been in office 2 weeks.
Yes, sir.
You're telling me that in 2 weeks,
yes,
we're supposed to be able to see some meaningful numbers that speak to crime being down in 2 weeks. Most people don't even do numbers in 2 weeks.
That's true. That is so.
Okay.
That is true. That is true. But
Earl, that's not what we're saying. That's what he said. Day one, he said this. Day one, he's going to do X, Y, and Z, and this is going to happen day one. That's not us saying that. That's him saying that. And there's some things that he did day one. He signed this. He signed that. He said, when he signed that paperwork that said to let them dudes out of jail, on television, he's telling them right after he signed to take this down there right now so they can let them out. Right? So his whole thing was that because he's Trump, he had already swung deals with people that knew he was coming into office. And that the day he sits in that chair, that everything was going to stop because he's Trump. Right? So when you go back and say
that's the way you want to interpret it.
But then when you go back and say to us, we expect them to do X, Y, and Z, the truth is we didn't expect them to do none of that shit he said. Right? But he said that it's going to happen day one. And he proceeded to do what he does day one. He started day one. He started sanctions day one. He freed the hostages day one. He signed all of these executive orders day one. and he said
So
everything is going to
everything was
change.
supposed to happen immediately.
Trump
Everything was
said,
supposed to happen immediately.
but
Is it
Trump
moving
said
in
that.
the right
I didn't say
direction?
that. Yo,
Hey,
Earl, I didn't say
stop,
that.
Rich.
I
Stop,
didn't say
Rich.
that.
Stop.
Your
Stop.
boy said that it's going
Rich.
to happen
Rich.
day
Stop.
one.
And guess what?
Wait a minute. You
He's
telling me to
doing it
stop what?
on
Stop
day
saying that he
one.
said that?
Generally
Hold
speaking,
on. You telling me to stop saying that he said that?
No, what I'm saying to you is that you are trying to make it like something's wrong, that it hasn't changed completely in 2 damn weeks. Stop.
No, I'm telling you that I am quoting what he said, and you're telling me to stop saying what he said.
No, what I'm telling
Or
you to
stop
say is that
what he said was going to happen.
Rich, stop,
Bro,
man. You're
stop
like
saying
these
what he said
crying
was going to
Democrats are
happen.
killing
What
me.
part of
He
my
is
need to stop?
doing what he
But
said
tell
he
me
was
the
going
part
to
that I need to
do.
stop. Stop expecting him to do what he said he's going to do.
No, I want you to understand that we generally, we as in American citizens, when a new president comes in, we generally usually work on that first 100 days. That's supposed to be like symbolic of what your initiatives are, what you're trying to do. Usually after the first 100 days, we say, okay, he did this good, and he's gotten his agenda off the ground.
Happens because usually when you lose an election, you take the loss and you keep it moving and you work for the transition. But your guy doesn't do that. If he loses, he said it was rigged. He's not going to help you transition. You on your fucking own. So now you telling me we got to usually do what we supposed to do.
No. What I'm telling you is that what I'm telling you is if you're expecting shit to change in 2 weeks, you're bugging.
He didn't really mean what he said.
But I damn sure expected him to make moves in regards to that. Rich, he signed 9 or 10 executive orders as it related
9 or 10.
17 listen,
9 or 10.
He signed 9 or 10 executive orders as it relates to food and prices and stuff like that. He signed 9 or 10. Now, if we're gonna go on
what he said,
if we're gonna go on his agenda, it looks like it's immigration, foreign policy, inflation.
It looked like
that's
it's
what
bullshit.
It looks like. Okay,
no, Earl,
that's what it looks like. Immigration.
The stuff that he said he was going to do, because you, the economist, other economists said that if he starts making sanctions, it's going to have this effect on everything. Right? He starts the sanctions, prices go up. Now, Biden was in office, and you can say, "Oh well, his administration did X, Y, and Z," right? But Biden ain't in office no more. So
are you trying to say that there are not some things that are done before you get? If someone's in your crib and fuck the house up before you get home, might it take you a little bit extra time to clean up? Is it possible? If I
say to you, Earl, if you give me that house, day one when I get in there, I'm gonna have everybody in here to fix this shit up today. It's gonna get done today.
What happens when you got to get the city? What happens when you got to get the city to change the pipes under there? They gonna be there day one, or you gonna make a call and see when the appointment can be made?
Your boy said his plan was he had it all planned out. It wasn't like he came in there, wanting to drag
this is
shit
the best
out.
y'all got, man. Y'all have to come harder than this, man. This is the best you got after 2 weeks, man. Swing hard, man. Swing hard, man. My chin's out, man. My hands down. Swing. This the best you got.
Donald Trump.
This the best you got,
all
bro.
You motherfuckers that didn't drink this Kool-Aid, right? The people that drink it will explain it to you.
Bruh.
Right, hold on, let me yield. Hold on, everybody. This is Real Talk Chronicles. We're having a good discussion. The panel is getting it in, and I'm letting them go because this is what it is. It's 2 different views in regards to what we see is happening and what people feel is happening. I got some comments in here. I'm gonna read them. Well, I'm gonna put them on the screen and let you guys read them for yourself. So, shout out to Mark. Mark says this. He says basically he's the bully of the world, but Russia and China, he'll think twice. He campaigned on lower prices. Tell me what went down, Earl.
2 things have gone. Two main things have happened just prior to him taking office. A, his mantra was drill, baby, drill. One of the things that Biden did on his last day is
we still talking about Biden, huh?
Look, if you want intelligent answers, I need you to listen. You called me on Monday talking this crap. I said, yo, I'm telling you he did some shit. Now I'm here with the facts. You got a problem. He banned drilling in 625 million acres of offshore land. Now, guess what? Listen, young man, listen. The way this works, the president can designate some shit offshore, but the new president can't undesignate it. He needs Congress to redesignate that land. So it's not like he could come right in and change that shit over. All right. That's the truth. If you want me to give you a Google link to go and read it yourself, I'll do that.
Let me hold you right there. Let me hold you right there on what you just said. Doesn't he control Congress right now?
Has Congress had a vote right now? It's 2 weeks.
Doesn't he control Congress?
They're still conferring his cabinet. It's 2 weeks.
Doesn't he control Congress? They already passing all these kangaroo motherfuckers. All these kangaroos that they put up there, they passing them. We already know that because they got the grip. Trump got the kung fu grip on them. This is a formality. All right. All of them clowns is going to get.
Has Congress had the opportunity?
Yo, did you see the latest thing? They tried to undo it. They tried to get Elon Musk to come and speak. They subpoenaed him. And he said, no, I'm not coming to answer no questions.
Clearly, Trump hired him to find the waste, and he's doing that. He's seeing where all the fat is.
While being a businessman that benefits from all of that shit, he has a conflict of interest when it comes to that shit.
So, Earl, let me ask you a question. You said find the waste. Because another friend of mine said this. What waste are you guys talking about?
And they asked him to come in and to speak to that conflict. No. And he said no.
What they're saying is this, man. Generally speaking, I'm gonna get general, then get specific.
Yes.
Generally speaking, the government is not an efficient spender. Generally speaking, the government just doesn't do. That's why we want private industry to do certain things, because the government just doesn't do it as well.
So when you say we, who the hell is we? The Republicans, you mean? Because you ain't talking about us.
What I'm saying to you
is... No, you said we. I'm just asking you who's we. Like they say who they, when people say, oh, they said we got to do this, you said we. So I'm just trying to find out who's we.
The we is the United States government generally has some wasteful spending. One would say it seems to be more wasteful when the Democrats are in charge, but the government, by and large, is not an efficient spender. So sometimes governments hire people that are actually spending their own money to see where we're wasting money at and to help us trim the fat. That's generally how it works.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm about to say. That's a consultant. So are you
that's
saying
a consultant.
That's what Elon Musk is?
So you're saying Elon Musk is a consultant?
I'm saying that Elon Musk has been hired to find the fat and trim it. That's what I'm saying.
In the capacity of what?
He is finding the fat in the government spending. Like,
but
here's
he's hired to do the job in the capacity of what? What is his title?
I don't remember his title. All I know is he's part of Doge, and Doge is finding where that money is being spent. That's it. That's it. He's finding where that money is being spent. He ain't getting PC on what's saved. He's saying this is where the money's being spent. Like sometimes they hire somebody called a forensic accountant. What they do is go into a company and see where the damn money went. Okay, what did you do here? What did you do there? Where that money go? They tracing the money. That's what he's doing. That's what he's doing. So
what you're saying to me is that Elon Musk is not a part of his cabinet.
No, Elon Musk
is a consultant.
He is, I don't know, he is a trusted advisor. I guess that's it. A trusted advisor. Someone that
he trusts.
He trusts that
somebody he trusts, like Putin, right? Does he trust him too?
No.
He trusts him
Those
too.
jokes ain't gonna work, man. Those jokes ain't gonna work.
That's not a
These
joke. He said
Democrats are
that.
stealing it.
He
He's
said
finding that money.
When they said
And here's the thing.
Putin did
Like,
all of this
I'll give
shit,
you an
he
example.
went in the room and
This is
spoke
what
to
happens.
Putin
I'll
and
give
came
you
out
a
on
live
camera
example.
and told the news that fuck what the FBI said, fuck what the CIA said. I believe Putin.
Hey,
because he trusts him. So you telling me that didn't happen?
what I'm telling you
Wait a
is
minute,
that
didn't
he
happen,
has
Earl?
a
That did
working
not happen,
relationship
Earl.
with
Earl, did
foreign
that happen?
leaders,
Earl,
and some he may
Earl,
have a better
did that?
relationship than with
Oh,
others.
yo, don't take a.
But
Hey,
all these Democrats want to make it
pause on
like
the
he's
Kool-Aid
in
for a
Putin's
minute.
pocket.
Pause
Stop.
on the Kool-Aid for a minute and just answer the question. Did he or did he not do that?
Do what?
Go into a room with Putin to discuss all of the shit that the CIA and the FBI claimed that he was doing to the United States. He came out the room and said on camera in front of the news that he believes Putin, not the government.
Well, we found out that our government was lying. That Russia hoax was a lie. The hell are you talking about? That's why these dudes are so damn scared of Patel. They lied. What are you talking about? They tried to put that shit on Russia when they did it. Stop, man. The gravy train ends. The bullshit ends, and them Democrats is scared as hell.
Bill,
They frightened. The gravy train is
whatever
over.
that shit Trump bottled up that these motherfuckers is drinking, you need to put that shit in a bottle and sell it at Row House.
Yeah.
Because that's some strong shit there, boy.
And the shit you Democrats is smoking, I need to put
boy.
on the corner. Okay? I'm ready to make some street money.
Yeah. Well, you can do that with your man RFK, whatever, yo, because that man, yo, he know that street game. Yo, Mark says no. He's the president who claimed he had big promises. Plus, please tell me how in America is safer with any of his picks. Hezl is absolutely a fraud. You remove a brother who's back in the military is nothing but stellar. A 4-star general replaced with a Fox weekend host. My point is not one damn individual is qualified. What's your thought on the cabinet, Earl?
First off, I respect what Rose Mark has to say. He was in the Army. My understanding is that brother also served in the Army. He was at West Point. He had boots on the ground. Yes, after his service, he was a host on Fox, but let's not characterize him as a weekend host on Fox. He was a dude that served his country. Give him the props for that. Now, if Mark has some rationale as to why he won't be good, I have no problem listening to it because that's something that he was obviously closely involved with. All I'm saying to you is the man does have some experience in that field. Let's not throw him under the bus like he's some wannabe.
They were talking more or less not about his experience in the military. They were speaking more about to his character.
Yeah, that's true.
The fact that he was an alcoholic, that he was, accused by women of, doing some sexual stuff to them. He admitted to it.
From minors.
Yeah.
No, that's not him. You talking about the other guy. The one.
What other guy?
That's right. There's multiple guys. I forget. Yeah.
It's a couple of them. He ain't the only one.
Look, what he did wrong, if you want to claim it's wrong, is that he did have sex with a married woman, and that married woman, when she got busted, wanted to act like it was some sort of sexual assault. So he did have a little bit of fight on his hands. Okay, because a woman will throw you under the bus when she get busted. But I don't want to go down that route for now.
But you said she lied.
They had consensual sex.
But you know this.
He wasn't charged with rape.
But you know this. You know he didn't do it, right?
What we know is what was in what they released to us in the you know, when they make these little agreements, certain stuff they don't want to say, but he was not arrested, charged with no rape, bruh. He was not.
So let me ask you a question, Earl. Let me ask you a question, Earl. They said Michael Jackson said he wasn't sleeping with them kids, right? Or he didn't have them kids and stuff like that. But he paid in court. Did that make him guilty?
No. We obviously, look, hindsight is 20/20 on that. Eventually those kids came out and said it didn't happen. Okay, but sometimes some shit is so, huh?
He paid.
But guess what? Sometimes some shit is so disruptive to your brand that even when you didn't do it, it makes some sense to quell it as quickly as possible. Them kids came out and said he didn't do it.
So do you think that was the situation with this man?
I think it's somewhat similar because at the end of the day, he didn't go to jail for rape. He didn't go to jail for rape. He didn't. He was never arrested on rape. Obviously, there was other things involved.
Once you take money, it changes the whole dynamics of the charge. Once you take money.
What? No, but the money was a settlement after. Look, the girl was pressed. Okay, she hit him off, and the husband found out. Her back was against the wall, and she did what she did. Oh, he took it. He influenced me. She did what she did.
You're going down a different rabbit hole now. So now you're basically saying she lied just to save her marriage.
What I'm saying to you is that the man was not arrested. Look, this is what's in those documents. The man was never charged with rape. The man was never charged with any of that. He made it go away, but because they had to do the investigation, he had to do a private investigator. He had to save himself. But look, here's the thing. I will agree at some point where there's smoke, there's fire, but we cannot just routinely throw somebody under the bus through an allegation. You want to tell me someone's convicted and such, okay. But allegations there's a chick right now, man, that can come out of the woodwork, Bill, and said you did A, B, and C. And you know damn well you ain't do A, B, and C. But right now you got a marriage, you got property, you got real shit to maintain. You might have to quill that shit to move forward. Does it mean you're a rapist?
Only way I would have to quill that if she would have some kind of proof of burden. There had to be some kind of validity. You just can't come out and say, and I know what you're saying. I know what you're exactly saying, but the bottom line is she would have to say, oh, look, I got a camera, and I'm using this as an example. There's a camera of him walking me into my house at 2:00 in the morning. You know what I'm saying? And then leaving at 4. You know what I'm saying? Then that's something where I have to explain, or I want to hush that because it don't look right. You can't not hide something.
But if it was years ago, it don't matter. Okay, obviously, if the camera said Saturday night, yeah, you got a problem. But if it was like, what I'm saying to you simply is this: on an allegation, I am not going to say, oh yeah, Bill's sexual assault, Bill's a rapo. I'm not going to do that.
Understood.
Okay, I'm not going to do that.
So you're giving him the benefit of the doubt, or you just give any man the benefit of the doubt, or any person the benefit of the doubt?
Can I say something to that?
Yeah, hold on.
If he wasn't arrested, charged, convicted on rape, can we give him a little room to breathe? Okay, you tell me someone's convicted on rape, bruh, they got DNA, bruh. I'm not, you are who you are. You a rapo.
Okay.
I'm never giving those guys a pass, but I'm grown enough to know that we're living in a world where people can have remorse on doing something the night before and change what happened the night before actually happened. All right. You ask those dudes, you ask these young men on these college campuses about that. You could have sex with a girl that was willing. She'd get up the next day and feel some kind of way. All of a sudden, you got a problem. You got a problem.
Yeah, go ahead. I just want to read this comment. Darren said, Rich, you need to stop thinking that people like Earl that are brainwashed will change their opinion. Earl is completely brainwashed and cannot see or hear the truth. Go ahead, Rich.
All right. So I understand your what you said about college students and all of that. And what we're talking about here is a person that's married with children that made a conscious decision to fool around and be in the room or in a situation where alcohol took over or the girl wanted him, he wanted her, and all of that, right? But if you're a person in government, right, you are trusted to make decisions that not just affect you personally, you are there to make decisions that affect the entire country. So if I'm out here and I'm making decisions that, man, I'm gonna try this shit and then, I'm gonna take a chance on my own personal life, right? It's different now because now you are being entrusted to handle the lives of an entire country based on your character, right? Whether you did it or not, you put yourself in the position to be compromised by making a conscious decision to do something that affects you personally. So now you want to be entrusted with the lives of the entire country that you won't make that same mistake that now will cost not just you personally, you're going to cost the whole country. So it becomes a question of character, right?
But you're
Is your
mischaracterizing the
character one?
situation.
Is Earl? Can I finish? Now, character is something that if you take care of it, your reputation takes care of itself. You got Jimmy Carter, right? Whose character, whether you believe he was a good president or not, Jimmy Carter was a person of character. John McCain was a person of character. You got people that are in government, whether you believe their politics or not, they still maintain their character. You trying to put somebody in office that has displayed poor character. So therefore his reputation is trash. Whether
But you're
he did it,
mischaracterizing the
whether he did it
situation,
or
man.
not, he put himself in a
No, he
position.
didn't. Yo, Rich,
And
come on.
I can't
No, Rich,
say
no,
whether,
stop. I
I'm
gotta
not
say this
saying that
just
he
like
did
this.
it.
Are you telling me there ain't
I'm
a chick
telling
that ain't
you
ever gave
that
you
I
some
am
box
not saying to
before
you that
that you
he
thought was
did it.
cool?
I'm telling you that I'm not saying he did it, right? But you're saying he didn't.
What
We're
I'm
going
saying to
based
you
on
is
the
he
facts,
was
Earl.
never
The fact
charged
is
with
he
rape.
admitted to what he admitted to,
He
right?
admitted to having
He
consensual sex with a chick. Yup.
While he's
But he
married.
wasn't married. She
While
was. She
Earl,
was.
Earl, Earl, Earl. She was married. So he had consensual sex with a married woman. So that speaks to his character, Earl.
Yo,
You don't think
it,
that
it, it,
speaks to
it,
his character?
if
Earl, do you think that
if
speaks to his
you think
character?
if
Earl, do
you
you think
think
it speaks to
what
his
you just
character?
said
Earl, do you
is
think it speaks to his
reason
character?
enough for him
Earl,
not to
do you
have the
think it
job, you're
speaks to his
entitled to your
character?
opinion.
Earl, do you think it speaks to his character?
Uh, yes and
Uh,
no.
uh,
Yes and no. Okay, you
uh.
bet. See, this is when I got to get real. Are you telling me you ain't
You ain't
in
been
your whole
real?
life, Rich? In
You
your
ain't
whole
been
life,
real?
Dickie, you ain't never took
Earl,
some
Earl,
ooh-wee, a chick that
Earl,
was offering it?
Earl.
Never in
You
your
ain't,
life?
you ain't, you, Earl, Earl,
Does it
Earl,
speak to your character?
Earl,
No. It
Earl,
was easy and you
Earl,
took it. You didn't know
Earl,
it was going to
Earl,
blow up in your face.
Earl. Are you or me making decisions for the entire country? Are you doing that?
When you did it, neither
Earl,
one of us was
Earl,
making those
Earl,
decisions. You was a
Earl, are
regular
you
dude.
making
No,
decisions
Rich.
for the
Okay,
entire
if
country?
look, he was not
Earl, are
making
you
decisions for
being
the
tapped
country when
to
that
make
happened.
decisions for the entire country?
Oh my God, are you listening to
Are
yourself,
you
Rich?
listening?
Rich.
Are you
10 years
listening?
ago, 10
Are
years
you
ago,
listening?
you take down a chick. 5 years later,
Earl?
You
Earl,
got a great
am I
job
right
coming up,
now
and then they
running the
uncover
country?
what you did
Is
10
Trump
years ago.
knocking on
Did
my
you know
door to
10
say,
years
yo,
ago you
yo,
was
I
going to
need you to
accept some
watch over
choke?
all the pussy in the world?
Bruh, I'm
Huh?
so glad they didn't have social media for us at our
Earl,
age, man. Okay,
Earl,
please, man.
Earl,
All of us, all
Earl,
of us. I've never
Earl,
been a rapo, but
Earl,
all of us wouldn't
Earl,
like to go back to the videotape.
Earl,
I feel very comfortable saying that.
Earl,
All of us.
Earl. Just the facts. Just the facts. All right.
I just said so. Yo, Bill, aren't you glad they can't go back to the videotape?
That's real talk.
Thank,
That's real talk. Yeah, yeah,
thank you,
yeah.
thank you.
So
Please.
let me read some comments. Put some comments up here, and then I want to ask you your opinion on RFK, Earl. So let's see. Darren said this. Mark said that. Let's see. Rich, stop thinking. Darren said. Darren said, "Yo, you can hear in Earl's tone of anger because he knows he's not true." All right. Sean says Trump is destroying America's economy, but let's talk about his attack on Black America. We'll get to that. Sean also says Trump is following Hitler's playbook. What do you think about that, Earl? Real quick, as I keep reading the comment.
He's not following Hitler's playbook. I just think, look, the first example I'm gonna give you is this. They called Musk a Zionist and a Nazi within, I don't know, 2-3 months of each other. If you know anything about history, it's probably virtually impossible for you to be a Zionist and a Nazi. All right. They're literally throwing shit on the wall to see what sticks. A Zionist is someone that's pro-Jewish, pro-Israel, hard body. That's what a Zionist is. Obviously, you're calling someone Hitler, you know what they felt about Jews. I mean, you cannot be any more diametrically, those ideologies cannot be any more diametrically opposed to each other.
Well, you know,
Can't be both.
They said Hitler was Jewish.
And guess what? Hitler played on his country, his nationalistic countries
No, but you
feeling.
said you can't be both.
Look, Germany
Hitler was
got
a
done
Jew,
bad.
and he
Germany
killed
got
Jews.
done bad in World War I, and he was able to capitalize
I'm just
on
talking
that
about
energy
what you
for
said
World
you
War
can't
II.
be both of.
No, you're
Hitler
right. And
was
Hitler was
Jewish.
not a Zionist. He was
Hitler
not.
was a Jew, and he
He was
killed
not a
Jews.
Zionist.
But that's not
You
what I
can't play
said.
with my words,
That's not what
Playboy.
I
He
said.
is not a
I
Zionist.
said
Prove
Hitler
it.
was a
He was not a
Jew,
Zionist.
and he
Rich,
killed
stop it.
Jews. You said a
He was not a
Zionist
Zionist.
is
Okay.
pro-Jew, and Hitler was not. So he
Uh,
couldn't have been both, right?
no, what I'm saying is the media
So,
has characterized Musk as both a Zionist and then a Hitler dude. And I'm
yeah,
saying
but
you
by your
can't
own
be
thing, you
both.
said that
And
he
no
couldn't
matter
be
what
both.
you
And I
say
just
about
told you
Hitler,
that
no
Hitler
matter
was a
what you
Jew,
say
so he was
about
both.
Hitler,
He killed
he was
Jews and he was a
never a
Jew. He
Zionist. I'm
killed
not even
Jews and
sure
he
the
was a
term
Jew. So
Zionist
he was both.
existed.
So hold on. Let me interject for this because let me get some
Did
clarity
you
on this.
know that? Did you know that J. Edgar Hoover was black?
That's what they has. He has some black in him,
His
but
father.
he definitely has some black in him.
Yeah,
But
but
that's
he
what made
hated
that
black people, and he
skit
didn't want
that
nobody to know that he
Dave
was
Chappelle
black.
did about Bisbee.
But
That's
he
what
didn't
made
want
that
nobody
so
to know he
funny.
was
Some
black,
people want to be down so
and he
bad
did
they do what
everything
they
that he
do.
could to hurt his own people. Right?
Look,
So he was
he
both.
didn't consider himself black
But
though.
bro, all I'm saying to you, bro, is to your point about Elon Musk being both this or that. No, he could do both. He could be
No,
both.
you can't do both.
He's
No,
what's
you
called a
can't.
shape. He's a shape shifter. Just
Yeah,
like
in
Trump
2 months he
is a
went from a
shape
Zionist
shifter.
to a Nazi.
He's a
Yo,
shape shifter.
look, a Zionist to a Nazi in 2 months, bro. That's what you're standing on.
Yeah, he's a
Stop it,
shape
man.
shifter.
So let
He's
me ask you a
whatever
question,
he needs
Earl.
to be, depending on who's listening.
I hear you. I
Just
just
like
think
your
that's a
boy
hell of an
Trump.
extreme.
He's
Let me
whatever
bring some
you
order back
need
to
to
this.
be, need him to be, depending on who's listening.
Bruh, if that helps you sleep at night, fine. Look, you want to say what you will. It's really hard to be a Zionist and a Nazi, bro. Like it's really
You stuck
hard
on that Zionist and
Yeah,
Nazi
yeah.
stuff.
All right. Yeah, yeah.
because I'm
Because
stuck on it because that's what he was labeled. Okay, I'm saying they're throwing things against the wall and see what sticks. Okay,
So,
when you go from
Earl, let me
calling
ask you a
someone a
question.
Zionist or a Nazi, you reaching.
But
Okay,
you
Tell
know
me one or
something?
the
Hey,
other.
Bill,
Don't tell
Bill,
me
Bill,
both.
hold on.
Bill,
Let me get some.
Bill,
Let me
let
get
me
some
say this
order.
to
Let
you,
me
Bill,
get some
before
order
you go
because
further.
we're talking
You
over
see
each
how
other.
Earl is defending Elon Musk right now, right?
Yeah.
The minute he falls out of favor with Trump, Earl's going to fall out of favor with Trump. I mean, with Elon Musk.
Uh, Maybe
Anybody that Trump taps to be all of that, oh, he's this, he's that, they on the bandwagon with him. But the
no.
minute Trump
Look,
say he ain't shit, they say
uh,
he ain't shit.
first and foremost, I'm a free
Watch.
thinker. First and foremost, I'm a
Watch
free
how he
thinker.
flipped the
And,
script
and I'll
when
give you an
Elon
example. Look,
Musk get kicked up his
sometimes,
ass by Trump.
look,
Because with
sometimes,
Trump, you can't be, he ain't gonna be second banana to nobody. The minute Elon Musk starts to show his ass, he gonna give him the boot. And Earl is
look,
gonna be giving him the boot along with him because
All
he's
right.
no,
drinking the
I'm gonna
Kool-Aid.
be, I'm gonna be disappointed. But let me say this to you, okay? Let's get with
He
some
already
human
admitted it. You
dynamics.
heard it, Bill?
Sometimes
I'm
it
gonna be
is very hard
disappointed.
for alpha men to be able to get along. Okay, motherfuckers that's used to being the top dog. Sometimes it's not easy when you used to being that nigga. Okay, a whole bunch of alpha dudes. Sometimes they can form
Hey
like
Earl,
Voltron,
hey
but
Earl, we
sometimes,
talking shit to each other, but when the camera's off, we get along like a motherfucker. So what the fuck are you
and guess
saying?
what? And maybe that's happening now. All I
What do you
know
mean
is,
now? So you think that's gonna change between us?
but look, what it appears to
You gonna
me,
change on me?
no, what it appears to
What are
me
you
is
saying?
that Trump respects his intellect and his experience. And I'll
For
give you a
now,
classic
for
I'll give you
now,
a classic example
for
of
now.
how Biden could have done that and fumbled the ball. Okay, hold up. Let me help you with something. There's a large part
You
of
ain't
this
gonna let that
country.
old man just go away
No,
and die, are you?
no, that old senile man, yeah, that old senile man that y'all was saying was smart as a whip. Yeah, you was on that
Oh, I
bandwagon.
never said
But
that.
anyway, look,
I never
you
said
ain't
that.
say this nigga senile and we need to get him out. You was going with it. Stop it. Okay, you was a zealot. You was following behind. But anyway,
Yo, Earl, for the record, I was never pro Biden.
did you say that he was senile?
Yeah, he was
Well,
sitting
I didn't
down.
hear you. Speak louder.
That's because you wasn't listening.
Hold
Nah,
on.
I was listening.
Let me here because the bottom line is I see a lot of
Joe Biden was also part of.
Rich, let me get a piece of this.
He was part of.
Rich, let me get a piece of this. I always see people want us to be so transparent and admit something about the Democrats. But when you asked about the Republicans, I have not heard you say one yet. I have not heard any of my coworkers, friends say anything about. There's a question up here. Somebody asked, do you think Trump is a racist? Do you think Trump is a racist? Because you said where there's smoke, there's fire. He put it right here. Darren said, where there's smoke, there's fire. So, Earl, do you believe Trump is a racist? Because it's a lot of smoke around him.
I think a good deal of that smoke has been created.
Do you think
Because
Elon
there
Musk is
is.
a racist?
Say what?
Do you think Elon Musk is a racist?
I don't have enough information that would tell me that he's a racist. I haven't seen anything that would give me that sort of pause. What I do know about Trump is
Let me just save you that. Let me save you some lip service. When you next time you with Malika, speak to her. She used to work for him.
okay.
And I'll leave that right there. All right.
Fair
I'll leave
enough.
that right there. So let me just
And what did I say? I said I haven't seen. If she was close to him and there's something, then we can have a conversation. I'm all for that.
Yeah. So the bottom line is my point is. So what do you think about RFK? You think he was a good pick?
Yeah, I do.
Why? Tell me why.
Because he has a history of being on the people's side. Okay, he is represented. some of these,
I apologize. I shouldn't interrupt you. My bad. Go ahead.
some of these mothers that felt that their kids got the autism from the vaccinations. He has done some of those suits. He has done things that seem to champion the common person, and it looks like, whether you believe him or not, he stood on his own feet. Think about it. Kennedys have been historically Democrats. He walked across on his own volition. Okay, he walked across on his own volition, and you know why? Because the Democrats put him to the side. They said, no, we're not going to give you a fair chance to win the nomination. We're going to put you to the side. It's so bad that his family is mad.
Earl,
I think he's a.
Okay. Let's go down some facts. Did you hear the confirmation hearing? Did you hear some of them?
I heard. I watched some of it. Yeah.
Did you know that he didn't even know the difference between Medicaid and Medicare?
I didn't hear that, but go on. That speaks to his character too. Go ahead.
Did you know that when he's talking about that? I had another conversation with another co-worker, a friend of mine, and that's what he said. He talked about, about the pharmaceutical company. We all know that's a ripoff, right? He talked about the fact that we need to, to eat healthier. Our ancestors have told us that. Everybody's here that's on this podcast and that's listening, grandmother and parents have said you need to eat healthier. So he's not singing something that makes sense. I mean, he's making sense. That's common sense. It makes sense, right? So with that being said, I'm supposed to entrust this man. First and foremost, I'm not even going to talk about the fact that he's a 14-year heroin addict. We're not even going to talk about that. He's in recovery right now, right? So how does the fact he damn near losing his voice box from probably all the drugs that he's done in his life, right? The man is talking about giving drugs to people of color, giving us different drugs. I posted it. He said about giving us different drugs than white people. Cancer is cancer. Diabetes is diabetes. High blood pressure is high blood pressure. Do you agree with that?
What I agree to is that
yes or no. Stay with me on that.
No, it's a nuanced question. Allow me to answer it.
Go ahead.
Our physiologies are different.
We're not talking about basketball.
When they test medicine out, they usually do it on these albino mice. Okay, our chemical makeups are a little different. I
understand that.
So there is a room for that to be a correct answer. What I'm concerned about is this. And this is the thing, like all the people that gave him the tough answers, that questioned him so tough, is getting campaign money from Big Pharma. All the people is getting the girl, Elizabeth Warren, Bernie, they all getting real dough from Big Pharma. All right. That says to me that he's not on the side of Big Pharma, because if he was a Big Pharma friend, they wouldn't have grilled him the way they did. Okay, look it up. Elizabeth Warren gets millions from Big Pharma, and so does Bernie. She's got millions over her career. You think her questioning is not going to reflect that? Just a little bit? Stop, man.
Okay, Earl,
Look, I'm not saying none of them are perfect. What I'm saying to you simply is that it at least appears that these people aren't tied to the big corporations. He's not getting any money from Big Pharma. Okay. He's never gotten money from Big Pharma. He's taking them to court.
Let me ask you a question. Like, you always talk about, my law enforcement background, and I appreciate that because it is true. Also, I don't know if you know, I was an expert witness with the Bronx DA's office. So that means, I was an expert in court testimony.
Okay.
So what I'm trying to say is that when they asked me a question, I had to answer it. That was either yes or no without an explanation. I asked you a question. And you gave me all that about Elizabeth Warren and all that shit. I didn't ask you none of that, bro. I asked you, do you think about if we go to a doctor's office? Now, we know genetics that, white man can't jump and all that BS and all that, sports and whatever, and a whole lot of things. I'm never going to dispute that. But what I asked you is that if you have cancer and I have cancer, and a white man has cancer, that you're supposed to go in there and the doctor's supposed to say, because you're genetically different, I'm going to give you a different medicine what can cure cancer? Is that what you want to hear?
What I want to hear
that's yes or no. That's yes or no.
Because you're trying to frame this in a certain kind of way. If we're different, it's at least possible that different medicines would serve us better. It's at least possible.
Okay.
It's at least possible.
Okay.
Now, I'm not saying we're supposed to get the cheaper no frills shit. I ain't saying that. I'm saying that if we are chemically, biologically, genetically different, it is at least possible some things will do us better or worse than others. Here's an example. Why do you think we get so hooked to cocaine like we do? We can see these white boys sniffing off the mirror and we don't. I mean, and not get hooked to the extent that we do. Why? Cocaine is an alkaloid. What's in melanin? Melanin is an alkaloid. It attaches to our damn melanin. That's why it's harder for us to kick it. So yes, being black can make you genetically more prone to this or that. That's a fact. Obviously, white people get certain cancers more than we do.
Because you went somewhere. Let me tell you something.
I don't know where you got your facts from about that shit.
Hey, say what you want, bro. Say what you want. If you don't know melanin is an alkaloid, shame on you.
No,
but cocaine is an alkaloid too.
When you said that we get hooked on cocaine as white folks don't.
No, what I said is we are easier to get hooked on it because that cocaine is an alkaloid, just like melanin.
Earl, it's easier shown that we get hooked on it because we living around ourselves. You ever been around white people? These motherfuckers get hooked on everything.
What I'm saying is they seem not to get as hooked fast as we do. That's what I'm saying.
They hooked on drugs that we don't even know about. They are susceptible to getting hooked on cocaine. They running lives. Doctors back in the 1800s were high off of cocaine, performing surgery on people, killing them. They can afford to hide the addiction.
That's I'm saying to you is if you don't think
the addiction, Earl.
If you don't think there are drugs and stuff that affect us differently, then fine. Then fine.
You're saying that we're more susceptible to getting
what
hooked
I'm
on
saying
shit like
is that there are some drugs
that's
like
some straight up
like Bill used cancer
bullshit.
as an example. Isn't it fair to say that it seems like white people get skin cancer a little more than us? Is that fair?
That's fair to say.
Why? Because we have melanin and they don't.
Right. Okay.
Okay. So there are.
But you know what else?
Let me put some.
You know what else?
Hold on, Rich.
We also vitamin D deficient.
And guess what? Yeah, the same thing that can help you in one situation can hurt you in another. You're only still proving my point. In the winter, when you live in Northeast like New York, the sun is it's like at a 30-degree angle. We're vitamin D deficient. We're not getting enough sun in the winter when you live up here in New York. That's a fact. I agree.
So hold on. I want to read some comments. Everybody, this is Real Talk Chronicles. I got Brother Earl, I got Rich Williams. I am Bill Forster. This is Real Talk Chronicles. Thank you for chiming in, listening. This is our first one back, so we're giving it hot and heavy. And, as you can see, we'll be doing a lot of politics in the upcoming future. But the thing is, let me just say this. If that's how you feel, I don't knock it. There is a difference in all ethnicities. I'm not disputing that. But what I'm going to say to you is, if you co-signing what dude is saying, right? So when you go to the doctor and he says, God forbid, I'm using this as an example because you my dude, I never wish anything like this, but God forbid, high blood pressure, diabetes, cancer, anything, right? And he says, well, listen, you're not white, so I'm going to give you this other medicine, and here, because you're genetically different. So here, take this, and this is what Stefania says. Stefania, you could take it too, since you co-signing with Earl saying, y'all go to the doctor and y'all both have a similar a trait, a high blood pressure, God forbid, or anything. I'm not wishing that, but if that ever comes to fruition, and you have an illness that is generically that's universal to everybody else, and the doctor says you're genetically different, so I'm going to give you the blue pill. I'm going to give the red pill to the white man or the white person. You cool with that? That's yes
what I'm
no?
cool with.
That's yes or no?
What I'm
That's
cool
yes
with
no.
is working with. Okay, what I'm cool with. Look, people have the same cancer, and the doctor gives something. He gives him chemo, and gives him something else. Okay, all any doctor worth his salt can do is analyze what you have as it relates to you and prescribe what he thinks will work best for you. And what may work best for you may not necessarily work best for me.
You're absolutely right, Earl. When it comes to that,
Period.
you are right. When you frame it like that, you're right. But I am not trusting some white man to tell me that because I'm black, he's going to give me something else based on
Well,
what
then
his
maybe you need
studies
a
say.
black doctor. I ain't mad at you. I don't look. Look, if we're going to be
I'm
totally
not trusting him like
transparent,
that. These the
if we're going
same
to be totally
motherfuckers
transparent,
that gave us syphilis.
hey, you dead right.
These
If
the
we're going to
same
be totally
motherfuckers that took.
transparent,
These are the
I don't
same
take any
motherfuckers that
prescribed
took.
medicine.
These are
If
the
we're going to be
same
totally transparent,
dog.
I don't take
These
any
are the
prescribed
same
medicine.
doctors that took the cells from Henrietta Lacks,
Mm-hmm.
right, and used her cells to this day.
Hey, yep.
After throwing her body in a grave and said they belonged to a white woman.
Yep.
Hold up, stop. So I guess her damn cells was different than a white person, right?
Earl, I said that I
I
agree
know
with
who
you.
Henrietta Lacks is. They
Earl,
couldn't use a white
Earl,
woman. They could
Earl,
use a black woman for that
Earl,
because her
Earl,
cells are different.
Earl. I said I agree with you. But I also said I'm not going to trust a white doctor to spin it the way he wants to spin it.
I ain't mad at that.
I am not trusting Robert Kennedy because he says on one hand he's against vaccines, but then he vaccinated all his kids, and then
I
had
think
to
there's some
admit it
vaccines he's
later.
with and some vaccines he's not with. That's what
But
I believe.
he had talked trash about vaccines. Period. All vaccines. He didn't say
No, he didn't. No, he didn't. No, he
brother.
didn't.
He
No, he didn't.
clarified
He
it
said he liked polo. He
after
said he
his
liked
spot
certain
got
ones.
blown
Stop.
up. He clarified it after his cousin threw him under the bus and ratted him out for being a liar. Then he came and said, "Oh nah, and you know how he talks. And yeah,
Look, there's certain vaccines
hey
I
yo,
agree with, and
hey
there's certain
yo,
vaccines I don't agree with.
hey
I
Bill,
didn't take.
Bill,
Looks like I didn't take the jab.
hey Bill,
Knock
did you
on
see
wood.
Men in
I ain't
Black?
had COVID once.
Hey
Okay.
Earl, did you
Okay.
see Men in
Hold on. Go
Black?
ahead, Rich. Go
Men
ahead,
in
Rich.
Black, when the bug jumped into the dude's body and he tried to fit in his body and start talking, and he said,
So Earl, let's talk about that vaccine real quick. Do you have any what is it, pre-existing conditions?
No,
Okay,
I
so
would, and if I did, I still wouldn't take it.
okay, so that's fair to say, and that's your feelings. I can personally say I do, and I know people that have, and I know people that are in the grave now. And when I mention their name, I say rest in peace.
And
yo, I
guess
think it's
what?
everybody's
Rich, hold
right,
on, Rich.
God-given
Hold on,
right
Rich.
to
Hold on, Rich.
decide whether they want to take a vaccine or not. I
What'd you
mean, it's
say?
your right to make that choice,
Yeah,
right?
right.
But you should make that choice from an educated decision, not because somebody said they putting a chip in the virus and that the virus, in the vaccine, and that the vaccine is gonna do this X, Y, and Z to black people, and that's why they giving it to us and all that. And because I told people back then that if they wanted to do something to you, they wouldn't put it in a vaccine that they giving everybody. They would put that shit in Hennessy and weed. If they wanted to
And guess what?
specifically
And guess
target
what?
black
And guess
folks,
what?
right?
That GMO weed probably got some shit in it too. Okay, that GMO weed got some shit in it too. Hello, you right? You right? Look, and let's be
Now,
clear.
the vaccine is something
And
that
let's be
I
clear.
don't get
If
flu
you don't
shots.
think
Hold on,
I
hold
don't
on.
get
that
flu
there are
shots.
different batches of
One mic.
stuff that's sent uptown versus
Earl,
downtown,
Earl,
you
can you
got this
chop
shit
my
all
head
the way
off after
fucked
I
up.
finish talking? Can you chop my head off after I talk? Now, the
I don't know
vaccine,
how your head's still
because
talking. I thought I chopped that shit off
you
100
brought up the
times.
vaccine, right, Bill? I'm not a person that was down with the vaccine, the COVID vaccine, but like you, I had a underlying condition which was asthma, right? But I still wasn't going to take it, and the only reason I took it at the time is because my mother was sick with cancer,
Mm.
and I thought that she should have it because she had stage 4 pancreatic, lung, and spinal and liver cancer, right?
Damn.
So I said that I wasn't going to take it, but I wanted her to take it. And she asked me if I was taking it. I said, nah. She said, then I'm not taking it.
Right,
So I
right,
said, I
right.
tell you what, Ma, I'll take it just so you'll get it. Because she had so much underlying shit going on. And the 4 years that she, fought that battle with cancer, she never caught COVID,
Right,
right?
right, right.
You know,
That's what's up.
so
So
That's what's
I
up.
bit that bullet for my mom, right? But
Okay.
I'm not a vaccine taker per se, right? Now, in saying that, if I ever had to go to the hospital, if by emergency, I'm rushed to the hospital and I got some shit and they
yes,
telling
Sean.
me, hey, this is what we got to do to you, right? And it may be an injection or whatever. I'm not going to be questioning that shit. I'm going to be like, save my motherfucking life right now, all right? So a lot of people have religious beliefs as far as it comes to they don't want transfusions. Like you got Jehovah's Witness people and some religious people that if they were dying, they don't want a transfusion of somebody else's blood, right? That's just their religious belief. They will say,
Mm-hmm.
just let me die,
Yeah.
right? But that's to the individuals. To me, if that's what your choice is, that's what your choice is,
Well, like
right?
I
No
said,
doubt.
let me
Now,
just
No
I
doubt.
have a problem with somebody else making choices for somebody else, right? So you can give the information and leave it to your choice. Right now, the United States government swung a deal years ago with big tobacco, and they paid the government $550 billion so they can continue to sell nicotine, a drug that they knew was killing people, right?
Right.
So the government said, okay, we know you killing people with this shit. Pay us $550 billion. We'll make commercials letting people know that this drug now kills you when they always knew that, right? And you have to put on your label that it will kill you, but we're going to still let you sell it,
Right.
right? So that's basically saying, you niggas know this shit ain't no good for you, but we're going to take some PC off of this shit. You can't sue big tobacco no more because they got commercials telling you this shit is no good for you,
Right.
right? So they're giving you a choice to take it or not take it. I mean, to smoke it or not smoke it. So now we got what Republicans say, which is what they don't want, big government making these decisions, right? But when you got somebody in position that's telling you that they're going to take your choice away,
But that's what Biden did.
you talking about Biden, right? And I told you I'm not a big Biden fan. It's a lot of that
I'm
shit
not
that
saying that
happened
you are a
under
Biden
his
fan.
administration.
Everybody knows that
Right now, we are
when it came to
operating,
that vax, you couldn't do nothing unless you took
but
it. People had to make decisions about their money.
Earl, we are not operating under a Biden administration presently. We are talking about a Trump administration presently. So
Is
let's
Trump
stay
forcing you to take
on
the vaccine?
topic. I'm not just talking about vaccine. I'm talking about women's rights to choose.
He didn't take their rights away. He said he put it in local government. Y'all, if New York wants abortion, New York's gonna have abortion. If
Earl,
Mississippi don't
Earl,
want it,
Earl,
Mississippi ain't gonna have it.
Earl, did they reverse Roe versus Wade? Was it reversed?
Yes, but
Did he
it
put
was
did he
it
put
actually
Supreme
wasn't
Court
reversed. It was
judges?
sent back to the
Did he
state.
put Supreme Court judge that he picked that he knew would support that action?
It wasn't
And he
outlawed.
bragged
Every
yo,
president
bro,
stacks the
when they
thing. Come
when they
on.
when they when they when they took it back, he bragged that it was him that did it. That it
Uh,
was him that took away the choice. He took credit
but
for
he
that.
didn't outlaw it. He put it in states
Bro,
control. He
I'm
didn't
telling you
outlaw
what
it.
he said. You talk
Look,
about what you think he meant.
we'll bring up the
And that's
video.
the problem with
It's
Trump
still
people.
in.
When Trump do fucked up shit, they talk about not what he said he was going to do, which is what he did. They talk about what he meant. Oh, he didn't really mean that. This is what he meant. But this is what he said, and this is what he did. So what he meant is all that matters to you. He had good intentions.
No, what
Good
I'm
intentions is
talking
what
about
y'all
is the fact.
running off of.
Abortion is not outlawed in the United States. It is under states' control, which means Texas may say you can do it a little bit, but not that much. New York can say you can damn near take it to term or whatever. It is in
All
states'
right. Well, let me ask you
control.
something. Is the state getting pregnant or is the person getting pregnant?
Obviously, the person is getting pregnant, but
Okay,
it's
so
where
when
you
you
live.
say that he took it and he didn't take it from them, he put it in the hands of a state. A state don't get pregnant, Earl. A
Uh,
woman does. So
and
if
guess
you're
what?
leaving it to the state
And
to
it's
decide
like
it,
everything
just
else.
like if you
Hold up.
leave it to the states to
Hold
decide
up, man.
whether they
We
want to
do this
have
all the
Jim
time.
Crow laws again, right? You leaving it to the state to decide whether they want to have Jim Crow laws again.
No, what I'm saying to you is this. Just like here's an easy
But that's what
example.
happens when you put it in
No,
the hands
no,
of the
no.
state. Because
What
down
he is
south they
saying
had
is
different shit than they had in the north, right?
big government is getting out of the way when possible for local government. What does that mean? Like some people
That
right now live
means
in New York.
that means
Hold up, let me
that
just say
when
some
shit
people live
like
in New
that
York right
happen,
now.
Rich,
They're
Rich,
gonna
Rich,
retire.
let me hear what he's saying. Let me hear what he's saying, and
Some
finish up,
people
Rich.
live in New York right now and they're going to retire. You know what? They may move to Texas or Florida. Why? Because Texas and Florida don't have state taxes and their money goes a little further. But you didn't want to live in Texas while you was working or Florida. But when you retire, we make these states have different uh laws and rules to some degree, and we all make command decisions where we want to stay and why. Some of us stay some places because the cost of living is real low. Some of us stay other places for different reasons, but it's not outlawed. It's not like women gotta go in the dark ages and have some damn butcher cut them open. All right. It means that if uh reproductive rights means the most to you of everything in your life and world, then maybe you should live where that's the most lenient in the country. Just like if I want to save money on my retirement and I don't want to pay state taxes, I ain't lived in Texas, but I might move there just to keep a little more money because New
see,
York tax you to death.
what you talking about is the freedom to make these choices based on your income, right? So if you can
It's the
afford
freedom to make choices,
Earl, Earl,
period.
Earl, what you said is that if you can't afford to do it here, you go somewhere else.
And that's what
Because
you can do with
if you
abortion.
have a woman that financially is strapped, she can't afford to move to a state that allows her to have that surgery that she needs. If she's having a life-threatening pregnancy and she is of low income and she lives in a state where the state says that they are not allowing an abortion and she got raped by a rapist, right? But she's pregnant by him. But this state says that she can't have an
No
abortion.
bullshit.
So she's living here, can't afford to move someplace else. And if she moves someplace else, maybe her insurance doesn't carry
Well,
to that
Terry.
state.
Yep.
right? So now she's stuck because the state said she's stuck with that situation. Because
I
Trump said
personally do not
he
agree.
took he. What do you mean you don't agree
I personally don't agree
with what part of that?
with like if you was raped, you can't get an abortion. Okay. And that's not across the board in every state. Most states have a provision that if you were
That's not
raped,
Earl,
you can.
what about the state that has that because they took away that right for a woman to choose, right? What about if you are in that state where that situation is what it is? What about that?
What if you are in a state that's a what if you're in a state that's a what do y'all call that? Uh uh what's Virginia? Oh my
Commonwealth.
God. How what?
Commonwealth.
A commonwealth. What if you're in a commonwealth and you sold drugs? Same shit. Every state has a plus and a minus. We got
So
to
that's the
figure out
same
what makes the
shit
most sense for
when there was
us.
a law in place that protected the rights of a woman to get service if she was raped and got pregnant by the rapist. That's the same thing, Earl.
What I'm saying is, you know what, Bill, while you're
Earl,
right there, while you right on
that's
your
the same
computer,
thing. That's the same
pull up
thing.
how many states
Earl, is that the
have
same thing?
made
Is
it
that what you're telling me?
illegal for you to get an abortion when you've
Earl,
been raped. Do a Google
Earl,
search on that. Let's see how
Earl,
many states that is. No,
Earl,
Rich, I'm not gonna go through this hypothetical
Earl.
bullshit with you.
So
I
you're
want
telling
I
me
want
that
Bill to pull it up
that
and we'll
doesn't
talk about
exist.
it in live.
So you saying that
Yo,
Pull
that
it up,
doesn't
Bill.
exist? There
Bill,
is
pull it
no
up.
state. So you saying there is no state that
No,
falls
what
into
I'm
that
saying is,
category?
Bill, pull it up. You can't play chess with me. Pull it
I'm
up,
not
Bill,
playing
and we'll
chess with
talk
you.
about it. The
I'm
fuck?
asking you a question.
I'm not,
You're
and I'm
telling
answering
me
the question. I'm
that
asking Bill to pull up the
there
states
is no
that
state
don't allow
where that
abortion
applies.
when the person was raped.
So
I
there is
want to
no
know
state. So there's no
so we
state.
can have a good discussion
So
about it.
there's no
We may be
state.
talking about 2 states and 50. We might be talking about 48 states and 50. Let's get some context to the discussion.
as I'm gonna do that,
Let
Earl.
me ask you, Earl, if there was one state, is that okay with you?
Yes and no, because the people in that state voted for those things. They voted for those things, meaning a lot of times
So the people in that state voted to overturn Roe versus Wade?
no, these propositions come up in states during local
Not
elections.
that, not that,
Yes, they
Earl,
do.
not that,
Proposition 49.
Earl, not
We
that.
want to
They
ban
overturned Roe
abortion
versus
for
Wade,
rape victims.
which
How
now
do you
allows
feel about that?
states to vote on it, right? So if you're in a state where the majority says that they are against it, that means if you're that woman, because everybody else felt that way about your body, you fucked up. And that's okay with you. That's what you're
No,
saying?
what's okay with me is I want Bill to pull up how many states
And
ban
I'm asking
abortion
you if
when
it was
when they've
one
been raped.
state.
That's what I want Bill to do.
If it
Okay,
was just
I'm not
one
playing
state, is
this
that okay with
this
you?
gotcha moment game. Pull it up,
Earl,
Bill.
I'm
Shit,
if
going
it
to do it.
was
call me
I'm
one
out
going
on
to
it.
do
If
state,
it.
I
I'm
is
going to
that
do
call
it.
me
okay
out
with
on
you?
it, God damn it, pull it up. Let's find out. We talking, God damn it. The fuck.
All right,
That's
hold
the
on.
shit I'm on right now.
Yeah, all right.
Because
So wait,
I am
hold on.
not,
All
as
right,
a man.
hold on. What's the question? I'm going to do it right now. To Google right now. What's the question?
How many states,
How many
right?
states
If a woman
ban
is raped,
abortion
One at a time. One at
when
a time, fellas. One at a time. What happened?
the
How many
question is
states?
how many states have banned abortion even when the mother has been raped?
Okay, Rich, is that this? Is you co-sign that
yeah,
question? That's
yeah,
okay.
I'm good
All
with
right,
that.
hold on. I'm going to do it right now. Hold on. Okay. Oh shit. Listen.
This is where Kev is supposed to come in.
How many states have banned abortion when the woman has got raped? Okay. It came up, right?
I can't
I
see it.
can't see it, but tell us.
I thought it was going to do the voice thing, It says showing how many states abandon abortion when the woman has gotten raped. Search instead for how many states have many states have abandoned abortion when the woman has got raped. 9 states have no rape or incest exceptions to their abortion bans, according to KFF. These states are Alabama, Arkansas, Kentucky, Louisiana, Missouri, Oklahoma, South Dakota, Tennessee, and Texas. Let me see. Wait, hold on. Other states have exceptions for rape and incest, but they are often limited to early pregnancy. These exceptions can be difficult to access due to low availability of providers, reporting requirements, pregnancy term limits, and difficulty collecting and documenting details information. Research suggests that only a small percentage of people who become pregnant through rape are able to legally get an abortion in states with abortion bans.
Okay. So it's 9 states out of 50. In my opinion, this is what we or people are supposed to do. And you said Alabama, right? There's governors going up for election in Alabama. What the voting population is supposed to do is, hey, how do you feel about advocating abortion when the woman has been raped? If the candidate says, I still want to keep it this way, then guess what? You're supposed to vote his motherfucking ass out. Period. But if that state as a whole is down with that, you have to make a command decision. We all do this. Some of us got houses in Jersey because the houses were cheaper. I didn't want to necessarily move to Jersey, but the house was cheaper and I bought it in Jersey. We do this every day. I'm not saying that it's right for this state to not allow someone to get an abortion when they've been raped. I'm not co-signing that. But what I'm saying is that this country is supposed to be a representation of our collective morals and values, segregated by states to some degree when there's overarching laws, rules, and regulations that generally apply. And we are supposed to migrate and go to the places that are in our best interest, whatever those interests are. Some people that's doing the high tech go to California because they think they can make more money out there or whatever. This is the game we all play. I'm not condoning it. I am just saying what it is and what we do in response. Period.
Right. Rich, I'm gonna let you rebuttal, and then I want Earl to answer that question on the screen. Go ahead, Rich. Rebuttal, please.
I'm with you as it pertains to earned income. I believe that you should be able to shift and go wherever you think financially it's better for you, right? I believe that, right? But when it pertains to laws that can say to you what they can control physically about you. So if a state goes and they vote for segregation, right? Or if they vote for Jim Crow to come back, or they vote for anything that denies another group of people rights, I'm not with that.
But the supremacy clause.
That's what, Earl, can I finish? That's what laws were before civil rights laws was passed and all these other laws that were passed that gave equality to people as a whole, that you can't treat people like that.
The supremacy clause.
Southern states had different laws than northern states as it pertained to people of color. So if you leave decisions up to the states, that's what you're going to get when you have a majority of the people that feel one way about another group of people.
The supremacy clause makes it illegal for states to make laws that go against federal regulations.
Earl, if the majority of the people vote against another group of people because they feel this way about those people, You're telling me because the states have the right, that's what makes it right.
No, if you just listened, I said the supremacy clause states very clearly that states cannot enact laws that go against what the federal laws have enacted. That's what the supremacy clause is. It's big brother overtakes little brother. So no state can turn around and make segregation legal because the federal government has outlawed it. So thank you. Can we move on? What do you want me to say now, Bill?
All right, listen, everybody.
There's a law that just took the rights of women. All right, that's segregation right there.
No, it's not.
We're gonna get into that, Rich, when we talk about the DEI. I'm gonna use the last half an hour for the DEI. I'm gonna make a public service announcement. If any of you guys got to go run to the bathroom real quick, do that, because I'm gonna read some comments and statements. But everybody, this is Real Talk Chronicles. You see how we get it in. It's all love. Later on, we'll all buy each other a drink, or we might not. But we'll still be at the bar, screw facing each other. You know. With that being said, and saying all that, I am Bill Foster. That is Brother Earl. That's Rich Williams. Shout out to the other posse that I thought they were going to be here tonight, but we'll be talking about this next Wednesday. So
yeah, they didn't want none of the smoke. That's what happened.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm gonna reach out to I'm gonna make some phone calls and find out.
Yo, in all fairness to Earl, to Earl, there was a lot of back talk about get Earl on here so we can come get him.
Yeah. They showed up. They was talking that.
I pulls up, man. Whatever. If it's smoke, it's smoke. Light a cigar. God damn it.
Listen, that's what I'm trying to say. And we'll be
only gangsters in the room tonight.
We'll be back at it next week. So with that being said, Earl, I want you to answer this question real quick. Shawnee says, RFK says black people's immune system is different than white people. Is melanin the great divide?
In some of my answers, I mentioned that. I think melanin is part of the issue. I do.
Right, cool. Yeah, shout out to everybody that's watching. There's so many comments and questions. You're gonna have to go back and watch them to find this. Okay, Stefania said, I said to somebody, okay, I will. Why would I take something that I know beforehand will affect me negatively? But how do you know that, Stefania? Because the bottom line is you listening to RFK. Because the bottom line is when you go to when you see this is what I have a problem with some of you saying. When you go to the store and you got a cold and you go to the CVS or whatever store you go to, Rite Aid, whatever, you don't go in there and say, yo, let me get the medicine that's good for black people. You buy the Dayquil, the NyQuil, or the whatever medicine you buy. Now all of a sudden you want to co-sign old boy with the raspy voice, right? And this is what y'all jumping on. So everybody here that's listening and talking right now, that's co-signing his shit, has taken Dayquil and NyQuil. You didn't pop that shit when you went to the drugstore, the CVS, and said, I got a cold, I got a congestion, I got a nasal drip. You bought with the fluorescent, you bought this and bought that. But now all of a sudden, you self-medicating yourself because you want to talk about the melanin in your system. Knock it off. No, hold on.
Well,
I'll let y'all rock. Knock it off. Really? Because the bottom line is you gave your kids that, you took that, your parents bought that, and you're still here and you survive. So now all of a sudden you super smart and you super woke, and now you know what's better for the fucking world. Go ahead, I'll yield back.
My point is, I don't go to the drugstore for any of that stuff.
Have you ever taken Dayquil or NyQuil?
No. No. I can tell you what my mama did give me. My mama gave me some cod liver oil. My mama gave me that.
All right, so that's a universal thing that we've all taken.
Yeah, okay. And guess what? Cod liver oil ain't a drug. My mama gave me cod liver oil.
All right.
And guess what? When my throat had the cold in it, I had to have the warm water, the apple cider vinegar, and the salt. And I had to gargle with it. That's what I had to do. Because those are some of the things that your grandmama is said for you to do.
Absolutely.
So my point simply is that, and guess what? If you knew better, you do better. Okay, I can't tell you what to take in your body. You have to decide what works for you. And are you willing to deal with the side effects or whatever? That's why I don't take prescription drugs. I believe the side effects are worse than what they supposed to help. I really do. I think the side effects include death. You ever listen to some of these drugs on the commercials?
You sound like this dude I know that me and him got into this big debate. It's on one of the posts that I put up, and he said you sound like him, and he wants to talk about all this shit. And I want to know why you guys don't come out and promote all this shit on your own page, because y'all sure, not you, because I invited you here, but you guys are saying the same thing. But all of a sudden, this is when I call people super woke. And I asked you all. I asked him. I won't even mention his name because it's irrelevant to me.
Okay.
But you're here. You know, he put a bunch of shit on my page today, and I had to ask him, don't do that. You know, inbox me. But when I asked all you guys that are so smart to come on, when I have the doctors, you know, I have 2 doctors every month. Come on and pop your shit, because you want to chew us up on your medical knowledge, but when it's time to interview with the doctor, y'all crickets. I can't find y'all.
I ain't scared. That's all I'm telling you.
Right,
okay,
well,
I ain't scared.
You can come on next Monday.
I ain't scared.
You can come on the last
okay.
Monday.
And here's my general answer.
I got world-renowned doctors on this motherfucking show.
And I'm not shitting on them, but what I will say is this: a lot of doctors that become doctors generally don't do a whole lot of studying on natural cures. There are some doctors that delve into that, but a lot of doctors don't.
That's such a wide statement. How could you say that?
Okay, like I'll give you an example. Okay, I'll give you an example. Okay, an example I know you can relate to. All right, and forgive me if I am speaking out of turn. I apologize in advance. You shared that you're dealing with metabolic issues like diabetes, right?
Yes, absolutely.
What do you take, if I may ask?
I take Geminat. I get what the doctor prescribes me. Yes, Geminat.
Okay. Yes. Mm-hmm. I don't have diabetes, Bill, but I am always concerned about diabetes because my mother died as a double amputee. My grandmother died as an amputee, and my other grandmother had to take insulin. All right. So when I am not working,
I'm gonna let you finish, but let me speak out of turn, and I apologize. I really do. If this dude was the in charge of the health, you would co-sign what he was telling you to do for your mother and your grandmother?
It depends on what he said. It depends. It depends on what he said. But hear me out, Bill. Bill, we're gonna put a bow on this. I'm saying to you, Bill, that I am very concerned about diabetes. Okay, I just gave you a little breakdown of my family. What happened? Guess what? You know what I take?
My mother died from diabetes. She went into a diabetes.
What do you take, girl?
I don't take metformin. I take. Matter of fact, hold up. 1 second. Hold up.
So why would you take metformin if you're not?
No, he said he doesn't.
But he going to get some kind of medicine.
No. I take berberine. Berberine is a natural alternative. There are multiple studies that says berberine works better, as well or better than metformin. I take some other stuff associated with managing glucose management. That's what I do.
So you're on a holistic path, and I co-sign that like that.
This is what I take.
Okay.
How many pills do you take a day?
Like 5. I do. I take 5. It's certain stuff and all of the stuff I take is natural. And again, Bill, I don't know when God is going to call me home. I can only tell you, as I'm standing here right now, I don't have high blood pressure. I don't have cholesterol. I don't have diabetes. And I'm a black man that's 60.
Yep. Real talk.
Okay, now don't get me wrong. I got to stay vigilant because I sit here, fall in love with a chick and not exercising, doing some shit. Boom, I got a problem. Okay, and it's happened before, so I got to stay vigilant. I understand that.
But recently, you had a weight reduction because you just wanted to do better for your health, correct?
Yeah, because I went over the line, and I had to.
Thank you.
And guess what did I do? I exercised, I intermittent fast, and I took stuff like this. Yes, period. Exactly. That's what I did.
Hey, do y'all guys take
I know you wanted to
CMOS?
say something. Go ahead.
Do y'all take CMOS?
Absolutely.
I don't always take CMOS, but I've taken CMOS before. You know that. CMOS got, look, if you take CMOS, burdock root, and the other one, you get all 102 minerals. CMOS is the truth. I know that. No question.
Yeah,
man,
so
if you was at my crib right now,
and I make my own CMOS. I was showing y'all the CMOS. I make my own CMOS. I take CMOS every day.
And that's what's up.
I take ginger shots.
And that is definitely
I take ginger shots with cayenne pepper, cinnamon, and turmeric with a twist of lime every day.
That's what's up. I co-sign that. Look, to be honest with you, man, I generally cycle, meaning that I take certain things for a certain period of time, stop, take some other stuff. Okay. That's what I do. Like when you do a prostate exam, it's supposed your blood work's supposed to come back 4.0. I did a prostate exam. Okay. I did a prostate exam and it came back 4.19 or something like that, like 4.2.
Yeah.
There's something that I take natural for prostate. I do that in the morning. I take that in the morning. Like this is grown men having real talk.
No, absolutely.
I don't take
but what I'm trying to say is I listen, I co-sign. Let me tell you something. I live with, and I say this affectionately, jokingly. I live with the witch doctor. She's making concoctions, like you said. Let me tell you something. Every time I turn around, she's putting something, a concoction or some kind of shit in my face, asking me to drink it, right? And I do it because I'm married, and I'm doing it because I know she loves me, right? And I'm doing, and then the third part of it, I'm doing it because it does have some validity. I say all that to say. But right now, when you're dealing with Western doctors, you know what I'm saying? You got to do what Western doctors do. Now, unless you are in a good place where you don't, great. If God, the fact that your mother had diabetes, you still have to pay attention to that. So my question is, God forbid, when all these remedies that you are doing, I hope they work, but God forbid they don't. You're not going to the doctor?
I'm gonna tell you what I do with the doctor. Okay, this is God's honest truth.
You gonna tell him what to do? Go ahead.
I go to the doctor and get my checkups, and I insist on getting, like when I get my physical, I insist on getting my blood and urine. I want that all on paper. I want to be able to look at that shit and study it where I'm at. I actually order specific tests. Okay, like there's something called the ApoB that measures the particles of the cholesterol. That's something I do because I feel that's a better gauge of the cholesterol than just doing HDL, LDL. Okay, I get that and make natural decisions accordingly. So I trust the doctors for the testing, for them to tell me what they see. But and I'm gonna tell you, look, straight up and down. When my A1C was high, they tell you to take this, that. I said no. I'm going to do this. And on everything, Bill. When I came back to the doctor and she seen that the A1C was down and the weight and this, that, and the third, that chick was asking me, what did I do? I was sitting there schooling her. Okay, look. If you
because she wants to know, because the bottom line is because we all know Western medicine is a right. The bottom line is, you think I want to take medicine at all? The bottom line is, my weight fluctuates between 210, if that. I'm good. My A1 is great for the most part, right? But the bottom line is, from I was pre-diabetic before COVID, and because of COVID, I became diabetic because nobody was going outside and exercising and doing shit like that. And because every day it's talking about droplets and plate and all kind of shit in the air and like that. So I stayed home. And then I need to exercise. I have to exercise. You understand what I'm saying? Listen, God bless you that you don't have to do that. I don't know what's going on with Rich. God bless him if he don't have to. So when somebody tells me about don't take this and don't take that to this raspy voice dude, I'm not doing that, dog. I'm not doing that because I'm listening to a crackhead. Excuse me, and I hate to disrespect this man like that. A former heroin addict that damn near has lost his voice probably from all the drugs that he's done in his life. Going to tell me about yo, how crazy it is. You got a white man telling you what black people should do. What we all do.
But you know what it is? Because they study us. That's why. They study us.
Okay.
They study us. And if we're gonna keep it a whole buck, the last HS secretary, this dude was gay and he looked like a blob of fat to me.
What they got to do with what he do in his house, yo?
I said, and a blob of fat. He didn't look healthy to me.
But
he didn't.
Gay. You said gay.
I included that. What my point is that the statement that you made, if you applied it to the last secretary, you should have had a problem with him too. Okay, because when they showed him with his I think they showed pictures of them together, like with a tank top on. There was a little difference in the way they looked. Okay, it was a little different.
Hold on. So let me just say this. I'll give you 2 points.
What are we talking about now?
No, but I'm going to read Norman's question. We're talking appearance now, and what is Earl?
Because Trump don't look like nothing but a fat slob in a suit.
Hold on. We all know that there are good basketball coaches. All three of us play ball at great levels. We all know that there are people that don't look the part, but could give you some X's and O's. Agree or disagree?
I agree to that.
Okay. Yeah. Second off, now everybody knows I'm a martial artist, and you can go to just fighting and boxing or whatever it is. I know some people that don't look the part, but will F you up. Do we agree that there are some people out here that you'd be like, yo, him, but he got that name in the hood. You don't want that smoke.
Yeah, my girl is one of them.
I can agree to that.
All right, stay with me, right? So what I'm trying to say is a person in a gym, right? That's a personal trainer that doesn't look the part, and you look at him and you be like, yo, what are he gonna tell me? But are we looking at the physical or we're listening to him? Because if we listen to him, we might do something. But we always look for the physical. The physical impresses us more. We don't no one here wants to go to a physical trainer that looks all greasy and fat with a chicken sandwich in his hand. No one wants to go to a martial artist or a boxing coach that doesn't have a body by Jake. No one wants to go to a basketball coach that didn't play the sport, right? So we're all dealing with perception. Perception breeds reality. Is that fair to say?
It's fair to say, but allow me to make one counter.
Sure.
Have you ever taken financial advice from somebody that's broke?
Not at all.
Now that person, we don't know his whole history.
How about this? Let me flip this. Have I ever taken financial advice from a motherfucker that don't have more money than me?
And guess what?
Yeah. Come on.
You got to answer that. I don't know that. You tell me.
Have you taken financial advice from a motherfucker that don't have more money than you?
No.
Have you ever taken advice from
I know enough about finance
and
he can say something to me that if it makes sense to me, I'll take it.
So okay, here we go. Thank you, Rich. Have you ever taken advice from a person that was on drugs about health?
Probably not, but certain
about
shit they
not
can tell you
taking drugs.
Yeah. Look.
But
what do they say? Look, even a broken clock is right. It's right twice a day, right?
You're co-signing that now, though.
No, what I'm saying to you is this: all of it is fluid. You can say, look, there are things that you're gonna say to me about being a police officer that I may very well accept without much pushback. you may say something else about something else that I know you have some knowledge in, and I may go, Bill, I'm not quite so sure of that, So I think it's incumbent of us, obviously, to have some context in whatever advice that we accept or whoever we deem to be someone of knowledge and experience. I'm fine with that, but it's a case by case basis, a situation by situation basis. Okay. And I'm fine with that. But before we run out of time, you want to talk on DEI, right?
Yeah, hold on. So I'm just going to run through some comments. I want to shout out to people that are chiming. Thank you, everybody. This is Real Talk Chronicles. I'm your host, Bill Forster, with my co-host, brother Earl Majette, and Richard Williams. Shout out to the other ones. I'm going to get their ass later and find out where the hell they were. But, I just want to I want to give acknowledgement to the people that are asking questions. We may not be able to answer them all. Like Norman Seabrook. Shout out to my brother Norm. He gonna come on and rock with us. So he said, I have a question. How does the last administration make decisions that affected our lives, that ultimately affected us this day and continues to? We can't answer that now. Shout out to Clay. Clay's in the building. Taxes are different. Clay also says it's for white people. We're talking about things. Mark says, no, brother Earl, a doctor can get locked up and a woman will also go to jail, lock it up. I think we're talking about the sexual thing, the abortion and stuff like that. Clay also said, he said the reason for the Roe v. versus Wade being overturned is because white women are having abortions at an alarming rate. Yep, they're having them black babies because they all at the NFL. Let me stop now. My little fucking sad. A woman has died because they couldn't not get an abortion. Absolutely. Yolanda, what's up, sis? They took the women's rights to choose. Let me go and see who else is in here. Trellis, I saw you earlier. You and shout out to you guys. Appreciate y'all chiming in. Clay said, the law is illegal except if the woman is raped, she can receive an abortion. Norm said, I would think that this is an issue that women should participate in since it affects them. That's a good point. Yvonne said, Clay said, so you're saying that a woman is raped should keep the child? I think he was asking you a question, Earl. I don't want you to answer that because we're dealing with time restraints right now. Yolanda also said, we have a president that's trying to take all kinds of laws from us. Gilly said, black tar and ash to Earl, LOL. He also says, Shawnee, he says, it's a beautiful thing that to hear black men conscious about their health, sharing the wealth of health, and long live for black men. Absolutely. What's up, Jay? 06 in the building. Okay, so let's talk about DEI. First and foremost, Earl and Rich will ask about what do you think about DEI. I'm going to start this off that DEI has been made to seem like it's all about transgender people. Let's knock it off. First and foremost, DEI are white women. First and foremost, there's a list of the people that it supported veterans. Veterans now don't get those percent of points living in the city or being a veteran and stuff like that. I'm all for, I co-sign the fact that I feel a transgender should participate in women's sports. No, I don't. But the bottom line is, let's go big. Let's go further than that. That's just one on the totem pole, right? We're talking about equality at job sites now. Earl, I'll go to you, and then Rich, go ahead. You follow up. What's your thoughts on DEI, Earl?
I have a problem with DEI because you can look it up, the Department of Labor statistics. White women are the ones that get the most out of DEI.
That's what I said. Yep.
We don't get help in that, we're screaming about something that really ain't even helping us. Yeah. I am a equality of opportunity dude, not necessarily an equality of outcome dude. Okay. What do I mean by that? When you took the police test, Bill, you took the police test. Okay. Everyone had the same test, and whoever scored a certain amount got to move forward. Hell, forever ago, I took the police test and passed it. All right. I got a 97. I had a chance to join as well, but I passed the test that we all took. I had to do the psychological like you and that physical. Okay. I don't care that you're a girl. If you can't lift that 150-pound dummy and carry it to safety, I don't think you should be a police officer. I feel that way. I'm sorry. Just like them firemen. That fireman test was real.
But that fireman test held a lot of blacks back too, right?
If you can't carry a 200-pound person,
the blacks didn't fail the physical or the psychological. Let me tell you something. The job was rigged to fail people from the psychological. Because you're going to tell me, because we talked about genetics earlier, you're going to tell me black guys ain't bigger and stronger than white men and stuff like that. So we can't carry 150 pounds, or we can't run fast, or we can't do this. But remember, there was a lawsuit that was won by the Vulcans for discrimination in this same thing right now. So the bottom line is right now, that's going to be wiped out. We can't even think about more blacks being more firefighters or police officers, because that's taken away now.
Hey, listen, let me add something to that, Bill.
Sure.
They had a lawsuit with the Department of Ed as it pertained to black teachers.
Yeah.
Right? They had to pay out. They had to pay some teachers that took the test that supposedly failed it because the test was rigged. So the city paid out money to people that fell into that category. And I think, for me, that DEI, whatever it is, DEI is more about opportunity to actually take the test, opportunity to even be in the room, right? So there was situations where you wouldn't even get called for the test, let alone take it and was able to pass it and then get shafted on you being, your scores. So it's a lot to it, not just, being promoted or given the opportunity to have the job. It's being able to be on the list, because given the opportunity, people of color have always excelled, because we started this race 400 years behind and had to be faster, twice as fast, twice as smart, twice as strong to even be considered, right? So once you're considered now, we're trusting that the people that are judging the scale to be honest and say, yeah, you scored good or you didn't score good. We're trusting that same person that denied you to score you now, to determine, okay, they let you in the room, but now I'm going to score it. And nah, it ain't like that. I watched on Facebook how this black kid was in, what state was that? It's one of them states that's big on wrestling. This little kid was 10 years old in a wrestling match with another kid. The referee was a white guy. The kid he was fighting was supposed to be that white kid that was bad. And this black kid pinned this kid so many times and the ref never scored it. The kid got frustrated and ended it. He picked the kid up and WWF'd his ass and body slammed him. Bang! And the kid started crying. And then the ref stopped the fight because his motherfucker's father came and grabbed his son and had to hug him because he was crying. And this is the type of shit that we as people of color, I don't know how we forget about the treatment that we got when it came to being inclusive in any system in this country. They never played fair with us. So when we come along with something that gives a little something, and then they take it back saying that it was just too much. I mean, we really trusting these people to allow us to excel when the whole system is designed to put us in the back and keep us there?
But DEI don't help us. With
All right, so Earl, what's the alternative to that?
Like I said, I'm all for equality of opportunity.
And how do you get that? How do you get that?
Okay, I'll keep it to the example I said. Like when you take the police test, right? it's not white people scoring it. The answers are coded in the computer, and those things and your test paper is put through the computer, and the score is given. All right. If you got 2 wrong, you got 2 wrong. If you
Who's
got 30
controlling the
wrong, you got 30
computer?
wrong.
Who's controlling the computer?
I thought the computer is answers it's coded, so what's the right answers, and it scores it.
Yeah, but somebody has to take those scores and say this is what it is.
Well, and if that's the case, then how did so many black folks become cops? But how did we do it? How did we do it?
That was affirmative
Because they had to allow a certain percentage through.
Look,
because at the end of the day, if they played fair, it'd be a whole bunch of black cops. Exactly. No white cops.
Look, DEI has never served black folks. Okay, that's the shit they told you.
I didn't say it did. I didn't say it did. I said
so
it gave us
if
some
it doesn't
playing
serve
field.
us, why are we so uptight that it's not going to be there?
And I'm asking you, what's the alternative? And you said it was allowing them same people that denied us to be back at the helm.
No, I'm saying that DEI has not helped black people.
And I said, what's the alternative? And you said that the alternative is allowing the same system that denied us to be put back in place.
No, I am meritocracy. Okay, look, you eat what you kill. You eat what you kill. Look, all that joke shit is nothing. DEI don't help us.
I'm not joking with you.
DEI don't help us, Rich.
I'm not joking with you.
It helps white women.
You know how you ask people. You know how you ask people what they want, and they don't tell you what they want. They tell you what they don't want.
I don't want DEI because it doesn't help us.
He don't tell you that. He tells you
I don't want DEI because it doesn't help black people. So everything that's put in place supposedly for us gets hijacked.
And I said, what's the alternative? And you telling me not DEI, but then you said what you chose was the old method that definitely wasn't working.
No, I said equality of opportunity. I want a fair shot.
Opportunity is given to you by who?
In whatever field, whether it's white, black,
pick a field that white people ain't running shit in, and tell me that. Hamina.
No, if that's and DEI don't make us own run no shit either. You acting like DEI puts us in charge. You still a house nigga.
Tell me in this country. In this country where you living at, that white folks ain't running shit. Tell me that. Where's that at?
And tell me where black folks is running shit.
That's what I just said to you.
My point is, none of that shit is for us to run. We got to make our own. Period. We know that.
And Trump gonna help us with that, right?
You think you're gonna rent a room in the nigga house and you gonna own the crib? Fuck no.
Trump gonna help us with that, right? Tarzan, King of the Jungle, right?
No, what I know is that DEI ain't helping black folks. That's what I know. That's what I know.
Hey, yo.
Okay. Look, keep saying it's going to be a meritocracy, meaning that, if shit is open, if you the best, you the best.
Bill,
I take my chances with that shit.
When they came out with Tarzan and they put Tarzan in the jungle where he was the king of the jungle and he was able to talk to the animals, and none of the Africans that lived there had no relationship like he had with the animals.
Exactly.
And then if you want to get saved, you call Tarzan, and that motherfucker comes swinging out, right? Now, you got all them Africans that's standing around dubbing this nigga as king. You know who that is? That's Trump.
Yeah.
And all them black dudes that's running around saying he's the king of the fucking jungle.
Dealing with
orangutan looking
dumb
motherfucker
shit that the Democrats have put out that isn't serving us.
Yo, Earl, when I hear you trumpers, all I hear is,
and when I hear you Democrats, all I hear is, yes, sir, Mr. Boltman, yes, sir. Okay, I'm going to do what you say, Mr. Boltman. You said DEI worked for us, then it worked for us.
Yo,
get out of here.
We're gonna pick this up next week. So let me ask you a question. Earl, Rich asked you a specific question
who do you want? You said something about what equality and stuff like that. Can you elaborate on that?
I want equality of opportunity. And
What
that
is
doesn't always mean equality of outcome. Equality, I want a fair shot. Who wins is who wins. Just
how,
like,
how
look,
do we get that, brother?
well, the first start is eliminating those special interest groups. That's the first thing. We
Like
have
what?
to eliminate, and DEI creates these special interest groups.
So
If I sit here and
you talking about veterans?
But like veterans, again, what we're hiring them for is the stuff that they do well. If they are good at what they do, then they're going to get their fair share.
No. Let me correct you. Veterans get certain points on a test, on a civil service exam, or things of that magnitude.
I'm aware of that.
They're veterans.
Oh, wait, so because they served the country, so you want to take that away from them?
I'm not saying I want to take it away from them,
but that's what DEI is.
I think what I'm saying is this: DEI is not putting veterans up in front of us. Veterans are getting they same small piece right now. White women get the most out of DEI, and it ain't white women veterans.
There's a list out. If you Google the list, because you asked me to Google, so when you later on you get off this, you can Google the list and say how many people. What's the list of people that have been affected that or benefited from DEI? We came out number 8, right? White women were first. Right? So right now they put the white man back in the position where he's ruling everything. So right now there isn't any more when you took a police exam, you got maybe 5 points for living in the city. That's gone, right? There isn't any points where there isn't any more affirmative action with DEI. You know that, right? That's taken out, right? So the bottom line is Earl goes for a job right now, and you don't, and there's a bunch of white people that in your minority, they don't have to hire you now, whether you qualified or not. You know that, right?
Look, clearly,
I'm just asking you. Do you know that? That's a yes or no.
It's not a yes or no because they wasn't hiring us anyway.
Well, how did you get your job? And how did I get my job?
Because we were fucking good at whatever it is that we done, and it was in their best interest to hire us. That's why. You want a poet? Okay. You know why I get the job? Because I'm really good at that shit. That's why. It ain't because I'm black. It ain't because I got a beard.
Okay.
It's because I'm fucking good at it. I'm real good at it.
All right, there's levels.
Good at.
But listen, Earl, there's levels to this DEI shit. It ain't just getting a job; it's being promoted at that job or getting to be a partner in a firm for the body of work that you've done. Right?
And that's still white women are number one. White women are number one.
Okay. That's you got that from Bill though.
No, I got that. I already knew that. Anyway, I said that in the beginning of this. White women were the most. I already said that.
Fair. It's going to be fairer now that they took that away.
Look, we number 8 on the list,
now
man.
That we took that away,
how farther down can we go?
Okay, let's say I agree with you.
Bill,
DEI
was there anyone below
good.
Black folks on that list?
Earl, let's say I agree with you.
Stop, Rich. We were last on that list.
That's good.
Man. So
Earl?
The only place we can go is up.
Earl.
That's the only place we can go. We were last on the list on that DEI shit. Last.
Hey, listen. You ever been in your life where a point where a lot of fucked up shit was happening and you said to yourself, only place we can go is up, and then shit got worse?
No, I ain't never been there. I know when you hit the bottom, my G. When you hit the bottom. Whatever that bottom is, you know when you hit it.
Nah, brother. You know when you think that's the bottom.
Well, guess what? Right now, we're last, period. I don't see how anyone black can be going balls to the wall over DEI that hasn't served us. They may put a few of us in a few puppet positions to act like it's something that they've done.
Again, they put a bunch of us in some puppet positions. Go ahead. I co-sign that. Go ahead.
But the numbers say we don't get, if it was made for us, that shit ain't working because we last on the list.
Okay, so according to you,
Earl, so
this
the
No, it's
country
not
is
according to me.
fair.
I just asked
This
Bill to
country is
co-sign.
fair in the
I know
sense
what the numbers say.
this
I
country
know
is
what the numbers
fair.
say. I know where we was at. But I
This
asked
country
Bill
is
to Google
fair.
some stuff
This
because
country is
it's better for this
fair.
conversation
This
when Bill's
country
seeing
is
itself.
fair as it pertains to people of color and opportunities, that we should trust that process. That's what you're saying?
But I'm saying DEI hasn't helped us. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, I heard
Okay,
that part.
you're
But
not
what
going to
I'm
repurpose my
asking you
words.
is, are you saying now
hold on,
that
Rich.
this country is fair to people of color when it comes to opportunities?
DEI isn't helping us.
I heard
Okay,
that.
No,
Let me ask the question
but that's what
again.
we're talking
Earl,
about.
Do
Earl,
you
Rich, hold
think
on. Let me
that
just
this
say this.
country is fair when it
And,
comes to opportunities for people
It's
of color?
only fair when they think they have something to gain from it. Okay, most business partners ain't friends. They come together because they think they can mutually benefit from each other. That's what business is.
Okay, so let me put a nail in this coffin, right? First
Okay.
and foremost, DEI, you said it hasn't helped us, it hasn't hurted us. Because the bottom line is, when you look at sports, because of DEI, we had the Rooney rules. So you had to interview a black person to get a job, whether he got it or not, even though we knew it might have been fluff, right? Right now, they don't even have to do that. So they tell you, thanks to the person that you voted for and put in office, that he's saying, I don't even care about the play the game with you. I don't even care if you bring a black person to the table. I don't want them, right? I don't care if you bring a woman to the table, black, white, or indifferent. I don't want them. I want to put lily white men in positions of power. And thank you, black people or Spanish people, for putting me in office because you co-signed my bullshit. That's a fact.
No, I'll give you a real example, Bill. I'll give you a real example. I'll give you a real example. Bill, you ever had surgery done?
Yes.
Okay. How did you choose your surgeon? How did you go, let me find a black woman because they got magic? Or did you do some research and figure out who was the best?
Come on, man. I didn't go look for a surgeon because I was looking for a black doctor. I went for a surgeon who was the best qualified at the time.
Thank
but there
you.
wasn't any black doctors there.
But hold on.
And if he was a black doctor, you wouldn't have cared. I agree.
The best
You vote for whoever you
qualified
think is the
that
best.
were
And I'm saying
allowed,
to you,
bro,
when we're the best at
the
certain things,
best
they
that are
hire us. When they
qualified
think
that
that
they
we're the best
allow
at certain
for
things,
you to know
that's
about.
why do you think on basketball teams there's 6,
Earl, that's
7,
taken away
8
from us
black
now.
people? Because they think we're the best.
Hey, Earl, you ever heard of a guy named Vivian Thomas?
On first blush, no. Vivian
Thomas was a doctor that never went to college to be a doctor, that taught other doctors how to perform heart surgery.
Yes. Okay.
Right?
Yes. Okay.
Now,
Yes.
if when these surgeries went about to perform on these babies that he did.
Yes. Right. Yes. I can't hear you right now.
How to perform this surgery. Right? So if I'm a person that's looking for a doctor, he's not even on the list of doctors because he was denied. Right? So
There's exceptions to every rule, Rich. I agree he was a genius. I agree he was great.
Who do you ask for, a black or white doctor? And when you're looking for a doctor, you base it on his record of success, on his track record, right? But if there's a black man that never got the opportunity, that's as brilliant as a Dr. Vivian Thomas, who eventually got the credit, but he was denied it all his life. Right? So if I had that baby, I didn't know that Vivian Thompson was the best motherfucking doctor that never went to school to be a doctor, but he was the best person for the job. How do I pick him? Because those white people,
I agree he was a great man.
White people,
do you think that's the exception or the rule?
Those people of power that were in position said that he can't do it because he's black.
But they still used them. Look, I'm not condoning what happened, but it's more the exception than the rule.
They used him. He never got credit. He never got monetary credit for it. The doctor, he had to stand on a box behind him to tell him how to perform the surgery.
Yep.
right?
And that
He
was
was
whack.
successful in the surgery. They awarded him and everybody else in the room. And the only reason he was in the room when they gave the award is because he was serving food.
And that is absolutely disgusting.
But what I'm saying to you is,
I'm not
this is the
condoning that.
country that we live in, right? And it ain't much that has changed when it comes to that, right? But we still want to trust them to be fair.
Everything that you think is fair, the numbers say hasn't been. It's not working. That's
Everything
all I'm
I
saying.
think is fair.
If
I just ran
DEI
off a
was
whole list of
helping
shit I
black
told you
people for
wasn't
real,
fair.
I'd be behind it.
I think it's the
not.
shit that you think is fair.
So Earl, let me just ask you a question. You're
Because you
saying
think
that
it's fair for them to do what they did.
Earl,
No.
you're saying DEI is not fair, right? So
No, I'm saying it's been hijacked. That's what I'm saying. It's been co-opted. That's why white women.
That's the first
There's
time
more
you
white
said
women in the United States than any other demographic. They're not a minority.
Hey,
they're
Bill.
not black and they're not a minority.
They are a minority.
Earl didn't say nothing about that white woman shit until you brought it up. He didn't say nothing about that white women shit till you brought it up.
Exactly.
And that's what he's running his whole shit on now.
Bro, hold up.
Hey, listen. Hey, bro, it's 9:20.
Just give me 1 second.
It's time to close up.
Yeah.
Just give me 1 second. All right. You know what? Let me help you out here. Don't play with me,
It's
nigga.
time to close
all right?
up.
Read that, my man. Read that. What does it say?
I can't see what that shit says.
It says why
like
white women benefited most from DEI programs.
That's still like graffiti on the train station.
And what? Well, it's gonna be more like hieroglyphics, my dude.
Tell me what
it's more like hieroglyphics.
Tell me what
I've been knew that.
And where I can find it.
That.
Tell me what it is.
Bill ain't tell me that.
Tell me what it is and where I can find it.
Okay, fair enough. You talking like you said something, nigga. Hold up. Do a simple Google search. Who has benefited the most from DEI programs? See what you come up with.
But Bill told you that.
No, bro, I'm telling you, I've already done it.
Before you said any of that shit, Bill told you that shit. So cut the bullshit out, all right?
Hey, yo, Rich, on my father's grave, I knew that before. Okay, I hope you don't test me on this. I'm telling you, I knew it before Bill said it, bro. Stop. No, I'm not gonna let you. No,
stop saying it like you just discovered rice. Bill just announced that shit.
You look like you ain't right in this instance, my dude. I'm telling you.
Yo, Bill, I'm glad this shit is recorded.
Yo, listen, we'll be back, everybody. Listen, I promise you, this is the first one. We came back.
I should have made this bigger for your ass.
Hey, yo,
okay? I should have made this shit bigger for your ass.
What's that guy that used to always say? Let's go to the videotape.
Exactly. Yo, hold on.
And guess what? And the videotape is gonna show you that I said white women. Bill ain't tell me that, Playboy. That's the truth. That's the truth. But you dudes are sitting here going hard for some shit that ain't served us. It ain't doing us right. We last on the motherfucking list.
Earl,
I'm not gonna.
I know you being the extraordinary poet you are. You got vocals, and that you can go on and on without taking a breath. All right, so it's time to end this fucking show.
Earl, but let me just say this on Real Talk. That's why this is taped, and you can go back and watch it. I'm not saying you didn't know this, but you didn't say it before I said it.
Bill, please go back. Please watch the whole thing. Bill, on God, I have that information.
That's not what we said.
What I'm saying to you
that's not what we said.
I'm the one that said, "Oh, we gonna talk about DEI, man." I'm the one that brought the shit up.
But that's not what we just said.
Listen.
Look,
everybody, Brother Earl, before we get off, and Rich, before we get off, because we're gonna come back next Wednesday.
Okay.
Put it on your calendar, and we're gonna start off from DEI. We're not gonna go over 2 hours again. I promise you that.
Okay. Okay.
But this is a great way to jump off the new year. This is the first one back for Real Talk Chronicles. Thank you all for this chiming in. I saw my man Joe is in the building. Joe said he loves you. I wonder why. Joe, I invited Joe to the show. He's a Trumper. So I'm trying to give you somebody else reinforcements. So, you know, you did a great job holding it down because it was just you and Rich and myself. So I kind of let you guys go at it. So listen, Earl, before we get out of here, give us some positive affirmation. And then Rich, give us a positive affirmation, and we out of here.
I hope this podcast demonstrates to everyone that's viewing it that Black men can disagree without being disagreeable. These are my friends. Even if I don't think they're understanding of something, they're still my dudes, and they're entitled to have their opinion. And I will fight for them to be able to have an opinion, whether I agree with it or not. We're still brothers, trying to figure out what can we do to serve each other the best, period.
Rich?
Well, just like Earl said, we're friends here. I have nothing but the utmost respect for each one of you guys. I love both of you guys. But Earl, you wrong as a motherfucker. But that ain't gonna change how I feel about you.
Man, if that last shot helps you sleep at night, man, I'm going to take that jab. All right,
boom. You
boom.
ain't connected, Earl. My sleep and that shit is not
it's
connected.
Okay. I ate that shot.
When I see y'all guys this weekend or whenever I see y'all again, we'll laugh and joke and crack it up. Everybody.
Hey, Earl, this one is for me and you. When we get to the row house, that tab is on Bill.
Yeah, right? Yeah. Yo, listen, everybody, but on behalf of Richard Williams, Earl Majette, I am Bill Forster. If you like the content, please share it. Subscribe to it on YouTube. I don't know where you watch it at. Joe, you know you're always welcome to come on. Let me tell you something. I put this out in the universe. Yo, for all you people that are Republicans or voted for Trump, come on, converse with us, share your points. We can go back and forth all day, every day. Thank you for everybody that's chiming in. I appreciate it. The love is real. Share it. Share it to your page. The bottom line is we got 3 men that are having adult conversation.
Yes.
We can respectfully disagree, right? Or we can respectfully agree. The bottom line is we're respecting each other. And that's the whole. If you take anything from that conversation, take the conversation that we respect each other. Everybody, good night. See you next week. Next week, Monday, we'll have Dr. Marilyn Corder and I'll definitely ask her thoughts on because it seems like he's going to get confirmed. Whoop-de-doo. And we'll go from there.
Hey, Earl, stay in the green room. Stay in the green room. Don't hang up right off.
Good night. Y'all guys are hilarious. Oh, my God.